Oh my gosh, guys. Welcome back. This is Mike with the Z-Man Show as we're taking a look at Fear the Walking Dead, the mid-season premiere, Season 6, Episode 8, called The Door. And big-time spoiler, I'm going to hit you with it right now. So if you don't want to know anything that happened, there's a big-time death that happened tonight. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. John is dead. John Dory is dead. And the way he went out is just like, it's so tragic. It's heartbreaking and nothing but tragic. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, what the showrunners, the decision to do this, and just how this all went down, how this came to be tonight. And furthermore, a couple characters now that I am just completely on my blacklist. I'm just kind of like, I hate you right now. So again, welcome back to the show as we're going to talk Fear the Walking Dead. So here we go. So this episode focuses big time around John. And so the last time we left off, remember, John wanted to get away with June. Everything was going bad at the town Lawton, where Virginia, the leader for this area. And basically a guy gets killed named Cameron. John is trying to research and investigate what happened to this guy. Well, anyways, let's just fast forward to it. June decides not to follow John. This was the plan. Instead, she decides she wants to stay. So she leaves him. So right there, June was already, I was just kind of like, well, there's a huge strike on you. And I'm just kind of like, how can you do this to this man? And as this episode starts off, we're seeing John in an extreme depressed state. He is ready to check out, and he's killing walkers right outside his front door, which it's not even closed. The door's not even there. He's writing in the little Scrabble letters or whatever those, I forget, like bananagrams or whatever, basically saying, I'm sorry, June. He was ready to take himself out, and I guess maybe she'd find him one day or something if she ever got curious or ever wanted to go look for him. But he can't seem to quite do it, and of course, through his travels and so forth, he manages to come across Dakota. And not just Dakota and Morgan together. Because remember, they were surviving together. And, I was starting to try to like Dakota's character. I was kind of like, this is just a young girl, maybe a little confused and this and that. I'll tell you right now, I cannot believe she just did what she did. So, there's no reason to talk most of the episode again. It's just kind of John just kind of traveling around. And then when he finally finds Morgan and Dakota, he's going to help them get across this bridge. It's been totally barricaded up with all these signs and stuff, traffic signs and this and that. But he says, I'll get you across, but I'm not going with you. I have my own plans. Morgan doesn't want this to happen. In fact, Morgan goes out of his way to actually call Virginia up and tell him where poor John's little cabin is. So basically, John will be able to go back there. He tries to pull a power move on him, I guess, to make him come with them. And I was just like, damn, Morgan, that's not your right to do that. This is John's choice. You can't make that choice for him. But then Morgan makes that call at the final end. He goes, if you think I'm just going to sit back and watch my best friend kill himself, then you're crazy. Hey, that's a damn good friend right there. And we'd all be great to have someone like that in our corner at all times. And, it seems like Johnny's kind of teetering back and forth. And so basically, as they finally get through this, which, mind you, there was some pretty cool zombie sequence when they're pushing this truck through. Now, mind you, it's a little drawn out and maybe a little cheesy or whatever, but the amount of gore just involved. And one of the zombies gets stuck and, wedged under the wheel well, and it's just turning. The wheels are going over guts and everything. It was nasty. It was gnarly. It was amazing. That was great. Although the sequence was maybe a little out there for the planning, but whatever, it was done. But they finally get through this, right? And so Morgan makes a call that he's going to check on something, and John's there with Dakota on this bridge. And mind you, John gave Dakota a gun when they were going through this area, just in case things got crazy. He trusted her to drive this truck, this stick. He trusts her with his gun, which, mind you, she does save John. She kills a zombie that gets on top of him when he's trying to fix the engine at one point. And she still has this gun. So they're talking a little bit this and that, and she gets attacked by a zombie. She slips up, makes a mistake, and she kills it pretty quickly with a knife. And as he examines the knife closer, it's the knife that killed Cameron. This is the Cameron that was back at Lawton, right? The whole investigation, the whole reason for basically the first half of season 6, for that matter. And John kind of just doubting the whole society that Virginia was bringing up. Setting a whole lot of things in motion. And John puts it together. He used to be a police officer. He goes, you did it. You killed Cameron. And she freaks out. She She's scared. She doesn't understand. You can already hear some of the lines she says throughout the episode, talking about how, I see how my sister's Rangers do it. I see how my sister does it, and John can already tell, like, this isn't the way it's done, and probably already doubted her in some ways, but she draws the gun on John, basically saying, you can't tell anybody if they, if they know, it ruins everything and this and that, because she wants to get away to this paradise that Morgan's building and so forth. And John's giving this speech, and I'm telling you, I felt uneasy just as he was giving the speech. And let's face it, I know at times John can kind of ramble on a little bit. Gotta love Gil Hunt for his acting and stuff like that. But he's just a good old boy, and he was just, he finally was starting to, he saw a reason to maybe to move on. Like, I can help this girl, maybe we can get through this, which, this or that. I did some reading just to see if the showrunners and also if the actor felt that was really genuine, if he felt that, or was he just going to try and just get her down and then maybe take her out, before she killed him. But they all said, they agreed that it was genuine. Like, he wanted to help her. He was trying to find that spark for life again, something to do. And she just pulls the trigger. I mean, I thought they might do it, but I was like, no, they're not going to do that to John. Bullshit. Yes, they did. Shot him blank square in the chest, like right above the heart, maybe just to the side, who knows what. And he's just in shock, She makes her last line, but a devious little what, and she pushes him off the bridge. And as he's sinking there to the bottom, they're doing a slow motion kind of, not montage, but just that slow motion sequence where he's grabbing the picture of him and his dad, when they were a lot younger. And I guess that's when the dad ran out or went away or whatever. I was just like, I cannot believe John's going out like this. And then he finds this strength, and he swims up to the top, right? And he gets on some kind of plank board or something like that, and he starts floating down the river. And I'm like, okay. I mean, he's hurting, but maybe he's all right. And mind you, yes, that usually annoys me, right? When they should kill off a character and they don't, right? They just kind of keep it. And I will admit, John's story was probably completed. I mean, in fact, I had heard, just to say little spoilers here, they said that they were talking about this as early as season 5. They were trying to figure out his exit. I think the actor was looking for a way to kind of move on and do some other things. It's not that he doesn't love the show. He just says he gets kind of antsy, and there's more stuff he wants to do. So, it's good that they finally gave him his wish and good treatment. I mean, it was heartbreaking because even though he starts floating down river, Virginia calls out. They get to the cabin, right? They're supposed to meet up with Morgan and them. They're looking for his body, John's body, and June's the one that ends up finding him on the riverbank, just as John found June so many episodes ago, a couple seasons, I think, in fact, where he found her on the riverbank and he saved her. And he starts moaning a little bit, and I'm just like, no, they didn't. They didn't. And he's dead. So he turned to a zombie. They do a little slow motion sequence, and she ends up stabbing him in the head. This is huge. This is going to change things greatly. Now, I'm just going to put this out here right now and today. There is no way in Sunny Jesus that I would have let Dakota live on that bridge. Now, yes, she did pull a big mind, on Morgan, right? Meaning that she has revealed that she was the one who saved Morgan. I call BS. She's a little thing. What could she have done? I mean, she can handle herself a little bit, but kill zombies and drag Morgan away where he needs to go and get him supplies and all the other stuff. We're pushing the bar here, okay? But I digress. This is the story where we're at. So, yeah, she's the one who saved him. And so she's basically saying, you owe me. I saved your life. And I'm just like, now this is a predicament, mind you, okay? So me as an outsider, yeah, I would have taken her out right then and there. But to know that she is basically the reason he's still standing there, a reason why he may still see his woman and maybe future child, Grace, his woman Grace, and then their future baby when they're born, helping him set in motion the start of this new community. It's a tough one. I understand why Morgan did what he did, letting her live for now, but I'm telling you, and it's just as bad as when Negan took out Abraham and Glenn. I mean, it's kind of like that. Obviously that one was so much more tragic and much more meaning, but for Fear, this is pretty huge. And, what's this going to mean for June? And I'm thinking to myself, as soon as I saw her, and she's looking all sad, whatever, and I'm thinking to myself, you're part of the reason this happened. You could have gone with John. You could have... It upsets me. It really does. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode. Were you just like, good, let's just get on with it? Because let's face it, like I said, I think John's character had come to his arc already, and there's no much more. I mean, yeah, he could have gone back and tried to get June and started all over again, but it's like, should it happen? and I think it probably needed to happen exactly how it did, and it's a dang shame. It was heartbreaking to me. I'm sure some of you are feeling the same way. Leave a comment, let me know if you liked it. If you enjoyed this episode, maybe consider subscribing to my channel. I have a small indie zombie series as well called Dead Nightmare. No, it is nothing like Walking Dead or The Caliber for that matter, but it's something fun that we did. You might enjoy it if you like zombie indie stuffs. Other than that, come out on Wednesdays and check out my content with my buddy Adam when we do movie reviews. We're going to be doing Godzilla vs. Kong on Wednesday, so maybe come out and check out that. And yeah, guys, we'll see where this season heads. I'm in shock. I mean, I don't think there's much else they could do this season to shock us that much, except that we know that those psycho people, that the end is just the beginning, or whatever the heck it says, you know, that comment that's been written all over all the items in the land as we've been seeing them walk around. It looks like their leader or one of their advocates are going to come to light, and I think it's going to definitely tip the scales so that Virginia and Morgan are going to both have to be like, okay, hold on, I know I hate you, but this guy is actually worse. So we'll see where it goes. I'm excited to get into this back half of the season 6. Make sure to come back out and visit us. And until then, I will catch you at the next review. See you guys.